definition of service as per the international standard ISO 9000 is that the result generated by activities at the interface between the organization and customer, not by the organization's internal activities to meet customer needs. The result generated in the case of manufacturing is a product. However, in the case of service, it may be a product or may not be a product. For instance, in an organization supplying electricity to a household is a service organization. The objective is supplying electricity to a household for various purposes. In achieving its objective, the organization undertakes internal activities such as generation, transmission, and distribution, so that the power is available at the customer's doorsteps. The customer could only benefit from the presence of electric power but not see it or feel it. Thus, definitely electric power is an intangible product, provided as a service by the electric provider. And some of the examples of service providers are schools, internet, cafe, hospitals, restaurants, hotels, banks, etc.
Business thrives on customers. Customers are the driving force behind any business. Profits can only be made if a company has customers who will pay for its goods or services on a regular basis. It all hinges on the entrepreneur's ability to get into the correct areas of the business. Customer attrition. In this case, it's appropriate to recall an old adage. If a product is good, the customer will return, but if it isn't, the product will be returned. Quite often, the number of the customers exceeds the number of customers who leave. This may give the impression that customers are happy and the company is doing well. As a result, in order to gain a fair picture, every company must determine how many clients have been lost rather than how many customers they are currently serving.
One of the major problems in the service industry is identifying the real requirements of the customers. In many computer software development projects, 50% of defects are caused due to misunderstanding of the requirements. These statistics may also apply to any other service industry. Therefore, every effort should be made by the customer contact personnel for identifying not only the stated, but also the implied customer requirements. Contractual and non-contractual requirements of customers. Customer satisfaction has to be analyzed with regard to both contractual and non-contractual requirements. The contractual requirements could include the following parameters, and these are quality service or the product characteristic, time schedule for delivery, price, service such as responsibility for installation, service during warranty and post-warranty, documentation support, and lastly, the training support. All the non-contractual expectations include the following parameters. First, the quality that not documented before, implied requirements, value spent for money, environment of conducting business, and the friendliness of the customer service personnel of the organization, etc.
There are attributes of a customer service, and these attributes can be defined by the word comfort. C in comfort is for caring. The customer service employer should not only be but perceived to be very interested in finding out the real needs of the customer and help them to buy what they really need to buy. O is for observant. The customer contact person should pay attention to the body language of the customers and should also be able to read the requirements. M is for mindful. The organization is dependent on its customer. They have to strive to meet the customer's needs, and they should give importance to the requirements of the customer even the request was received late. F is for friendly. The customer service employees should be friendly with the customer. If the customers are not very friendly, then such situations have to be tactfully handled by the employee. The second O is for obliging. The organization should feel obliged when the customer has visited them with an inquiry. R is for the responsible. While the proposal are being submitted, the organization should feel responsible for successfully accomplishing the proposal if accepted by the customer. T for tactful. The customer is supreme but does not mean that they cannot be wrong. The organization should tactfully handle the situation. Tactful handling of customer will make the customers understand and cooperate in completing the job successfully.
In the late 1970s, Dr. Nariaki Kano of Tokyo Rika University came out with an interesting and practical model for understanding customer satisfaction, known as the Kano model. This is a one-dimensional quality model. When we measure the performance of a product, we rate them as good or bad. Similarly, when we rate the satisfaction of the customer, we rate them as good or bad. Dr. Kano proposed the two-dimensional model for quality. The x-axis represents the performance of the product or service or degree of implementing the product function. The y-axis represents the level of customer satisfaction. The Kano model also represents three levels of quality. The graph is three types of responses to a customer with regard to quality of a product or service. These are basic quality, performance quality, and excitement quality.
Customers' response towards products and service qualities.
The first type of quality is called as basic quality. It's also known as threshold quality. As the name itself suggests, every product or service should have a certain bare minimum standards and should satisfy the basic requirements. Fulfilling the basic quality is measured by the following: customers' complaint, warranty data, product recalls, number of lawsuits, things gone wrong, and other failure sets. The next level of quality is called as performance quality. This measure of pleasure is proportional to the performance of the product, and performance quality attributes produce a linear response in most cases. A higher level of achievement leads to a higher level of satisfaction. The survey reveals that the customer's expectation for the performance quality. This is also known as the customer's voice. The final step in this process is to achieve what is called as excitement quality. This is the level at which the product or service not only performs the best, but also delivers something more than expectation that excites the customers. The customer is excited since they obtain characteristics or attributes that they did not expect or consider.
A satisfied customer is the best business strategy of all. Of course, it is the ultimate goal to make a happy customer. And the first step in exceeding the customer's expectations is to know their expectations. That is why feedback is crucial and essential to a business, whether it is positive or negative feedback. It gives insight on how and what to improve. One of the most common methods of obtaining feedback is by giving a response sheet or feedback forms. It is considered as one of the most efficient and economical methods of understanding customers and measuring customer satisfaction. Of course, confidentiality is a must. Anonymity gives customers the confidence to speak up and be honest in their feedback. In displaying results, it can use charts and graphs like pie charts and bar graphs and such. The display of feedback is beneficial to both customers and employees. Taking everything into account, be open-minded on criticism, as customers' perception is the reality of your business.
Complaint resolution. While feedback from customers is to be dealt with in an independent manner, the resolution of complaint is to be handled by senior management personnel. The first task to be carried out in resolving complaints is their entry into the database or register of complaints. This is essential for the following reasons. The first one is to keep track of complaints. The second one is to carry out the root cause of analysis and take corrective action immediately so as to eliminate such problems in the future. The third one is to take preventive action, and the fourth but not the least is to find out the cost of poor quality and other statistical purposes. Analyze independently. The complaint coordinator may designate a team or a person for studying the complaint thoroughly and independently. The team should study complaint and verify what is true, and the team should approach with an open mind and try to analyze whether such a mistake could have occurred in their organization.
Customers deserve to be given the benefit of the doubt. Customers tend to exaggerate when they are upset or when they complain. However, it is important that business professionals assume that the customers have good intentions and they just want their issues to be resolved. Moreover, assuming good intention can help business professionals to cope with customers' exaggeration and understand what is bothering them. Therefore, business professionals or the team have to know what is causing the problem and understand more specifically what is going on to resolve the issue. Annoying customers are certainly difficult to deal with. Some organizations that serve thousands of customers may choose to handle annoying customers diplomatically and send them back as early as possible to save time and resources. It is the job of the business to satisfy customers' needs and their complaints or concerns. Listening to your customers, addressing their concerns, and providing reasonable solutions are essential to reassure frustrated customers and to improve their loyalty. Complaint recovery process has a goal to fix customers' problem wherever feasible as soon as possible and to ensure customer satisfaction. CRP should be constantly reviewed for improvements and customers should play an active role in evaluating this process.